Welcome back. So there hasn't really been a drastic change in the environment in Kerala since yesterday, when one was witness to several violent scenes and protests on the second day of the temple's opening. In fact, in the latest, a Kerala state transport bus was attacked in Malappuram district. Protesters stopped this bus. They started pelting stones. This as the BJP youth wing upped the ante in Nilakal holding protests against Sabarimala verdict. All of this comes on a day that the Sabarimala Protection Committee calls a 12-hour statewide strike against police action on the protesters for blocking women's entry into the temple. And in the wake of this strike call, security has been tightened. Section 144 has been imposed. Kerala DGP has asked the cyber cell to probe inflammatory and divisive posts by users on social media.
Yeah, that's a very peaceful situation. You can see here there is no issues here. It's a peaceful situation. We have deployed sufficient police force here. It's not an issue, right?
Sir, how far the one particular concern? How long it will continue? Till 5 days?
At present, this is declared for 2 days.
2 days.
Yes.
Nagarjun Dwarkanath, my colleague, joins us for the very latest. Nagarjun, so we hear that prohibitory orders have been imposed, but has that allowed women to enter the temple? Can women enter temple today safely?
Well, the police on paper say that any devotee, be it 10-year-old or 50-year-old, a woman devotee can enter the temple and they have given enough protection. But what's seen on ground we saw was completely different. A New York Times journalist who wanted to go to the shrine was stopped 3 kilometers just before the shrine with a lot of devotees. Even though she had tight security, she was heckled up, she was roughed up in front of the police presence, and she again feared for her life, and she said she's not going to go forward even there is police protection. She was stone pelted also. At any point of time there was risk for her life, and she didn't want to take that risk even with police protection. Even though there is section 144 imposed in and around Sabarimala, it is only for people who are gathering in groups, but still the people fear for their life, because from random places the stones are coming across to hitting the cars and hitting the people. At 8:30 this morning, when the New York Times journalist went, she was also stone pelted. And then the worst part is, Avantika, in and around this hills is complete jungle, and it seems like the hooligans are still hiding in the jungle and trying to pelt stones and create panic among the devotees here. At this point of time, the police say that they would extend any help to any devotee who approach them.
Nagarjun, my question to you is, what is the point to have such a heavy deployment of police personnel when the main objective and purpose hasn't been achieved? That is to ensure the safety of women of all age groups while they enter Sabarimala.
Well, absolutely right, Avantika. The whole purpose of deploying 1,000 police force, including a commando team, and in the last 48 hours, not a single woman in the age group of 10 to 50 has gone and seen Ayyappa and worshipped the idol there. Till now, not a single devotee has stepped into the main sanctum sanctorium in the last 48 hours. It beats the purpose of whole Supreme Court verdict. If the state government has failed to implement and give protection to whoever who wants to visit the shrine, it absolutely beats the purpose of the Supreme Court verdict. And the hooligans are having an upper hand today by letting a fear spread across Kerala, and the state government has failed to make sure that to give protection to devotees and also to journalists and tourists. It seems like there was intelligence failure. Why couldn't the government anticipate this immediately when they knew that October 17th was the time at 5 p.m. the shrine would open to devotees? They should have deployed thousands of police personnel on the way.
Absolutely.
Till 16th evening, we could see local women, local villagers coming and stopping cars and trying to make local tourists uncomfortable. And all this happened, and in terms of police, they just stood as bystanders.
Shocking, absolutely shocking, and no improvement even on day 2 of the temple's opening. Nagarjun, thanks so much for getting us all of those updates and the information from the ground. But interestingly, politics continues to peak over the opening of Sabarimala and the entry of women of all age groups. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat is the latest now to speak on this matter. He has questioned the Supreme Court's verdict, saying that tradition and belief were ignored in the Supreme Court's Sabarimala verdict. And joining him is Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. He too has made a scathing attack against the RSS. He has in fact written a Facebook post. He has conveniently pinned the entire blame on the RSS for fanning unrest in the temple town of Sabarimala. Kerala government in fact has accused the BJP and the RSS for creating problems in the state. And while the blame game continues, the Kerala Congress has also hit out at the Kerala government, accusing it of creating problems for women in the state.
निर्णय भी देते समय अब न्यायालय के निर्णय हो जाते हैं, उसमें ये देखा नहीं जाता। अभी शबरीमला का निर्णय हुआ, इतने वर्षों से परंपरा चल रही है और वहां के लोग उसका पालन कर रहे हैं। आंदोलन किसी ने नहीं किया, पिटीशन करने वाले मंदिर में जाने वाले नहीं है, बहुत बड़ा महिला वर्ग है, उस नियम को पालन करके चलता है और अयप्पा के प्रति श्रद्धा रखता है। उसकी बात नहीं सुनी गई, उसकी भावनाएं नहीं देखी गई। अमुक बात धर्म सम्मत है कि नहीं, ये उस धर्म में जो धर्माचार्य वो तय करते, उनसे बात होनी चाहिए।
Meanwhile, Kerala Finance Minister Thomas Isaac has said that the BJP is trying to gain votes from the Sabarimala issue, further accusing the Congress of wooing the upper castes in the state.
The devotees, I don't think they will indulge in violence, but a large number of BJP workers or RSS cadets have come who are bent upon creating trouble to embarrass the government, political motive. They were just there to create trouble. And the police force was very restrained because we don't want to be depicted or perceived as being aggressive. We are going to remind them, the people of Kerala, of what we have achieved in the last 1 century. We are going to print the Supreme Court verdict in hundreds of thousands of copies and give to people. What has Supreme Court version and rationale, particularly Chandrajut's verdict and so on, people haven't had the occasion to read. So this is a short-term thing. It will carry on for some time. But such is the strength of Renaissance movement still in Kerala, Kerala's secular thinking, that we will overcome.
Lakhs of people are coming on the streets and they are asking to file the review petition in the Supreme Court to the government of Kerala. But they are not doing it. The CPM, RSS and BJP, they are trying to create problems in Sabarimala, which we are not accepting. We want a peaceful atmosphere in Sabarimala.
After several incidents of journalists being violently attacked and targeted in the wake of the famous Sabarimala temple reopening its gates to women devotees, the situation remains more or less the same on day 2 as well. What you're seeing on your screen right now is 46-year-old New York Times journalist. She was stopped, she was prevented from going any further. In fact, the New York Times reporter Suhasini Raj was intercepted by these protesters while she was taking that trek uphill from Pamba base camp. All she wanted to do was to speak to the other devotees to cover the story. And while she spoke to India Today, Suhasini said that she, along with her camera crew, had gone to report about the situation on the ground, but they were stopped by the protesters, and that's when she decided to retreat from the temple to avoid any clash.
Ma'am, why have you decided to cut short this journey towards Sabarimala?
Because we saw that the crowd is growing and we don't want anybody to get hurt in the process. We are here to interview people. They don't want to talk to us. So we're going back.
So did you actually know about this age restriction and this protest which was growing here for the last couple of
We
days?
have to cover this protest.
So that's why you decided to go up to Sabarimala?
Yeah, talk to the devotees en route.
Okay. So, I mean, were you actually concerned about your security while coming here, and what has been the police response to you after coming?
It has been great. The police is, in fact, we're here only because of the police.
So now we have decided to cut short and you are returning back?
Yeah, because the mob was growing big and aggressive and we don't want anybody to get hurt in the process.
So again, a journalist has been prevented from entering. Again, this journalist was stopped by the protesters, and there's also a massive outrage that's building over the recent attack on media persons by these unruly protesters. Journalists from various news channels, media organizations who were covering the Sabarimala protests were violently manhandled, heckled and even physically attacked while they were on the ground doing their duty. India Today's crew also came under attack. In fact, our deputy editor, Maushmi Singh, was attacked by a mob with thousands of men. She even sustained minor injuries in the melee. The protesters then targeted the camera person as well. There were attempts by these unruly goons to even break our camera units. What's even more shocking is that these events, all of this happened. It unfolded in the presence of cop who did very little to try and calm the situation and even save our reporter and her camera person.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.